What's going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all coming through. My name is Nick Bush, and the name of my poem is Ode to Ida B. 2020 hasn't been all bad. Because on May 5th, they honored Ida B. Wells with the Pulitzer given posthumously. I mean, 125 years late is better than never, I guess, but I'd have been cool with 35 years too late because she died in 1931. If they had did that, she could have had a year to celebrate, I guess, but it shouldn't have come down to that. She shouldn't have had to write about Tennessee lynchings and shouldn't have had to stay in New York while they burned the office where she learned her investigative journalism techniques and published the newspaper she co founded, ironically called Free Speech. I mean, I guess it was ironic, but I'd rather talk about May 4th, 1884, 136 years before her previously mentioned posthumous Pulitzer, where she bought a first class ticket on a train and refused to go to the back of the caravan. And damn, this sounds familiar. You know how it ends. When she didn't give up her seat, it took the conductor plus two other white men to drag her off the train and back into the streets. So you know she had something to say about her right to vote. She would not stand on the sidelines while other folks spoke. She joined what would later be the NAACP and gave some pub to her own women's voting organization, the Alpha Club. And all that's cool, but her moment of truth came in 1913 when they organized a women's suffrage parade the day before Woodrow Wilson would take the stage at his inauguration. They said, yo, Ida B, it's kind of dangerous what we're doing. Lots of folks might find it confusing if we protest a new Southern president and too many black folks get seen. So y'all can march, but can you do it towards the back, less center stage and more behind the scenes? Ida B. Wells said, all right then, well, this is a whole team game, not a time for clicks, but I guess sometimes the star player has to ride the bench. So on March 3rd, 1913, everything went as planned. Ida B didn't stand out. In fact, she stood on the sidelines, not even marching, just watching with the crowd. But when the all-white Chicago delegation came through, Ida B jumped up off the bench, said, I'm calling my own play. I'm subbing into the game. Make way. She squeezed herself between two white women near the front and said, stop looking shocked. You know how I play. Now let's walk. I'm a black man, so I'd have been well if Ida B. Wells had been content with just the 15th Amendment that gave me the right to cast the ballot. I mean, I guess, but we wouldn't have been well as a society without the 19th that gave women the right to speak. I mean, let's not get it twisted. It was still another 53 years before the Equal Rights Amendment, but that's another speech. And the main argument against women's suffrage was that the family unit would suffer in age, but Ida B smashed that because she got married, had 4 kids, and still changed the political, the journalistic, and nomenclature game because she also became one of the first American women to get married and still keep her last name.